Anybody remember the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? That cartoon's about two kids who have enslaved death. Well, there is one episode that was only aired once on Adult Swim. It was written and produced during the season 6 and never aired for its unknown reasons. If you're expecting this to be about an episode containing blood, murder, or anything else that extremely violent, then you're about to be disappointed. The episode contains no super deformities, hyperrealism, or gore. The name of the episode is Grimm's Boss. The plot revolved around Grimm inviting his boss to dinner to be reviewed. The episode opens with Billy's house, with Grimm frantically vacuuming and cleaning before Billy walks in covered in mud. He is followed by Mandy. Grimm becomes extremely agitated with Billy for making a mess. Mandy asks Grimm why he seems so worried and hyper, and Grimm explains that his boss is coming over to dinner to review his work, and that his job depends on how it goes. Mandy, as usual, is uncaring and apathetic towards Grimm's situation, and simply just tells Grimm to make sure to do her chores when he's finished before leaving. The scene cuts to Grimm sitting at the table, with Billy's family practically begging them not to embarrass him. The doorbell rings and Grimm goes to answer it. The devil himself steps in and greets Grimm cheerfully, then later refusing to him as Mr. Satan. Satan takes Grimm to simply call him Lou. As expected, Billy's stupidity ruins the dinner, causing Grimm to start grabbing him by his neck and shaking him comedically. Despite Billy's lack of common sense, Grimm ends up keeping his job nonetheless. Lou asks to speak with Grimm in private. Grimm obliges, and Satan reveals that he's looking for a new apprentice and asks Grimm to suggest someone evil enough to do the job. At first, Grimm suggests himself, but Satan laughs, saying that Grimm needs to maintain his job as deaf. Reluctantly, Grimm takes Lou around Ennsville and finds a new apprentice, introducing him to General Scar, Eris, and Nurgle Jr., each ending with disastrous comedic results. Just as Grimm and Lou are about to give up, Mandy arrives and begins bossing Grimm around. Impressed, Satan pulls out a personal profile of Mandy, leading up to a clip montage of Mandy at her worst, having never seen a soul more evil than Mandy's. Satan offers the role for his apprentice. Mandy, however, overthrows Satan and becomes the new ruler of hell, enslaving both Grimm and the devil. The episode ends with a shot of Mandy ruling over hell with an iron fist, as multiple souls are burning in agony. And that, my pretties, was Grimm's Boss. The Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Grimm Adventures of Billy and Mandy, lost episode, Creepypasta. My final thoughts on this story? Okay, I do have to say that there is a lot of things that I do think that, need to be said and done. Mainly, what I do like about this story is that it's just believable. I can definitely see this as believable. It's not, your typical cliche lost episode pasta. I do have to say it's definitely a really good one, and I could definitely see this being a part of the series. Now, I did see Gory Parody's narration of this story about a long time ago, and I do have to say it's definitely a really good one. I personally really thought it was enjoyable. However, though, there were some stuff that does seem to be, I kind of don't know how to put this, but there's some stuff that is a little cliche, like mentioning of hyperrealistic blood and stuff. Yeah, that really just didn't sit well with me, and I'm definitely gonna be honest, that just didn't sit well with me, if that makes any sense. But the story of its own self was relatively not bad. I definitely have to say it was relatively interesting, but at the same time, it does have its fair share of flaws, but I personally thought it was a really good story. So, I definitely do have to say that it's a really great concept. I personally love the enjoyability of this story. I found it to be really nice. It's a pretty good one. I personally have to say, it's a really great story. I mean, there is some issues with it, but I personally still enjoyed this story. So anyway, with that being said and that being the case, I'm going to sit here and just say, this is on the Wayback Machine. I found it, so I'll leave a link to it on the Wayback Machine so you guys can go check out this story. but I do have to say it's definitely one of the fewer lost episode pastas that managed to be good. It's not 100% perfect, but this is definitely one story I can definitely say is one of the few good creepypastas that I can say. It's half decent, which I can definitely say it's interesting. And the fact that, Mandy, sits there and rules hell or something while Grimm invites his boss to dinner and that, it obviously sounds believable in a sense, but also a bit confusing as to why that would be the case. Like, it's not explained too much on how, but that's just me personally because I don't really know entirely for sure. But it does sound like, a pretty decent story. I mean, it may not be perfect, but it's definitely one of the fewer stories out there. I do have to say that I personally really enjoyed this story. I thought it was really neat and well done. Like, the grammar is good, the sentence structuring was good, but I do have to say, the episode basically just ends with, the ending. The ending wasn't really that satisfying, but I definitely do have to say it was not terrible. That I can definitely say it's not terrible, but it's not great either. So, yeah. I don't know who the original author of this story is, so I'm gonna leave this as anonymous for now. If I happen to find out who the original author is, I'll be sure to give him or her proper credit. So, anyways, I guess with that being said and that being the case, what did you guys personally think of this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, we have done person to help make this story a lot better. Feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'm Shadow the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. If you guys want to go follow me on Twitter, follow me on DeviantArt, follow me on Blue Sky, follow me on my backup channel known as Miss Dark Shigo, as links to those will be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow me on those if you're interested. And that's pretty much all I have to really say, but if I'm missing something, please let me know. So, as always, with that being said and that being the case, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and as always, roll the outro because I'm out.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.